Morning, mighty historians. It is what's today? Thursday. So it's pre Friday, which I think is a better way of saying Thursday than Thursday. So happy pre Friday. It is March 26th. We are ending our sponsors today, our school sponsors, with Mrs. Hinsey. And we'll see what next week brings in the sense of who is going to get a shout out next week. Might be uh, periods, teachers, maybe some district officials. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we'll start with the quote of the day. We'll talk about bushes growing. Interesting. And then we'll get some alumni advice. And I want to send you off to go have a great weekend. Don't forget that tomorrow we do have a Zoom planned from 9:30 to 10:30. It's just a check-in, so it's not required. It's really just to say, hey, how is distance learning going? Do you need anything? That kind of thing. Maybe an air five fist bump. And I did this, I think, chicken wing. Is that what Keeley said it was called? But anyway, today's quote is from well, you guys have been in class for almost a year now. You know I like Calvin and Hobbes. And so we have Hobbes, the tiger, saying to Calvin, the little boy, if good things lasted forever, would we appreciate how precious they are? And I think, like all the other quotes of the day, I think they're so perfect, such a perfect fit for the time that we are presently in. And I hope that we can appreciate the good things that we've been able to experience in life and be able to look um, ahead at just the preciousness of the time that you have. And hopefully next week I will have one just for parents that I will send to them. And I will certainly share that with you guys so you can see what I told your parents. But certainly these times that we have are very, very precious. But anyway, so here to the weird part. The other day, I was looking out my window at at home, and I don't have a yard, but there's like some bushes in front of my condo, and I was amazed at how much they grew. I was like, you can actually see it, not see them grow, but you can see like the new leaves and things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And the first thing I felt was like, okay, these plants, one, they don't have a clue what's going on. They're just plants. But it made me think of like, animals like our dogs and maybe our cats who are looking at this time at home and are so glad that we are home, that we get to spend time with them. And it made me think of just the small things in life. And you can look back over life, and I know that I can look at a couple things. Like this morning, I was getting my coffee in the mug that I was using. Here, I'll show you. Not that it's really exciting, but hey, look, mug, Hawaii Hotel. And it reminded me of when I went to Hawaii and just thinking of these small things, these small little things that happen on a daily basis, that so often we take for granted, that so often we pass by without even realizing. And this morning I was able to sit, I've got my coffee, and I'm thinking about, my family's trip to Hawaii 16 years ago, and just how great that was. And it made me think of small things. And when I was going through cancer, my family, we kept just a list of things that, that were blessings to us, whether it was going to an appointment, outside, at UCLA or elsewhere and not having traffic, getting an appointment. Um, I remember one day when I was teaching, I had just had a spinal tap where they insert a big needle into your spine and take spinal fluid, and I was my the was leaking spinal fluid, and had the worst headache I've ever had. I just, like, I literally wanted to crawl into a ball and just lay there on the floor and cry. But I was teaching, and so I couldn't do that. And so I decided I was going to lay my head on my desk while my students did an essay. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And so I called Mrs. Rojas and I said, can you bring me a 7 Up? And she did. And, I thought, okay, I can just lay here and it'll be fine. And she was very kind and took me to the nurse. And thankfully, that small thing of bringing the 7 Up and then taking me to the nurse and then finding out, okay, yeah, we can get an appointment to get that fixed that day. It's all these small things that we need to be grateful for. And so I just think, for you of thinking, okay, maybe it's giving a smile to someone. We've got a lot of people who are stressing out at this moment, and maybe a smile is what they need. Maybe a kind word. Um, so think about what is one small thing, one that you're enjoying. And I know many of us are stuck at home and we're running out of things to do, and it's just week 2. But what is something small that you can enjoy? Something small that you can appreciate. And then think about what is something small that you can do for someone else. And so today, kind of transitioning, we've got some alumni advice. So I'm going to read 3 because they're kind of long. And I need to zoom in because I don't have my glasses on. Okay, and which I totally forgot. I don't wear them at home. Okay, so it says, this is from Adam. Adam says, don't rush further education just because society says you need to get it done ASAP. Work many jobs, join clubs, explore, and find your true passion. And I love that when we talked about that the other day, your true passion. Marcellus says, you will always have time, but you won't always have energy. That is very true. Think about what matters in your life and what feeds your heart/mind. Dedication is a talent of its own, and the energy you give things and people can be transformative. Do your best and just be kind to people along the way. And I love that. I think, you know what? Do the absolute best you can, and don't be disappointed if you've done your best and your score or your achievement is not as good as you wanted, because you did your best and you should be proud that you did your best. And then just, I love that, be kind to people along the way. Life is hard. It is hard, and if we can just share a little kindness with each other, life is so much better. Okay, Martika says almost nothing is as bad as you think. It is in the moment. A breakup, failing a test, losing friends. It always feels like the end of the world in the moment, but after a while, you'll realize it was an opportunity for growth and learning. When you're going through times like this, take comfort in the fact that everything will work out okay in the end. And what's amazing is it will. And it just, it will. And you just gotta, Matthew Cho is gonna laugh, but you just gotta trust the process. And so I think one thing that I want to end today's message with is think about, because probably you're most likely not going to be able to do it at this moment, but go think about something you've always wanted to do. Even if you have to write it down and, well, let me see what I wrote. Write it down, exactly what you want to do when this is all over. Think about what are you going to do when we get back to school, when we all get back to normal life. It's going to be different, but what is something that you want to do? So I hope that you have and that you go have a great weekend. Don't forget tomorrow's Zoom. We'll see how it works. And if it doesn't, if I somehow mess it up, please forgive me. But you guys go have a great pre-Friday, and it is Friday. And then I will see you tomorrow on Zoom. And I'm just remembering it is 9:30 to 10:30, so don't all come on at once, because I think it's limited to 100. And then I did give you some parameters of what I expect when we're on Zoom. Okay, so you guys go have a great Thursday. Go have fun doing math and science, and I will see you tomorrow from 9:30 to 10:30. And if I don't see you tomorrow, go have a great great weekend. The weather is beautiful. It's spring. Go for a walk. Don't get near anybody. Um, I guess that's the new rule. And just enjoy. I'll see you later, mighty historians.